Disney on Ice Let's Dance is a show. Let's Dance is about Mickey hosting a rave with Disney songs. That's it. That's the show. Shout out to Feld Entertainment for not only naming 3 of their shows after Sesame Street live shows, with the other 2 being Let's Party and Out of This World, but also allowing Ringling to steal one of the names. I thought it was about time Disney did a show about music, considering how great most of their songs are. Emphasis on most of their songs. With the whole theme around music, their story selection is very interesting. You've got Lion King, there you go, that's some great music, and Little Mermaid. Sure, why not? The plot kicks off because Ariel missed choir rehearsal or something like that. Then there's Moana. I don't see why not. And then Wish, what? Are you telling me Wish, which was actively mocked for its music, is supposed to be considered the next Encanto? I'm only guessing it's in there because they really wanted to do more with Wish, which I can completely understand. I mean, they only got to do this Wish in Magic in the Stars. And then there's Frozen 2, yippee. You know what surprises me? Out of all the stories they could have chosen, Coco wasn't one of them. Yes, Coco. A story that revolves around music. Like, make it make sense. We're legit skipping on some actually thematically appropriate stories in favor of Frozen 2? With Magic in the Stars, they at least tried to connect the theme of stars and wishing with whatever stories had them. Wish and Pinocchio are obvious ones, and Princess and the Frog, and Cinderella. Hell, even the Cars segment at least had something to do with stars with its tractor tipping scene. Even Encanto tied it in with the "We're all shining stars" message. Meanwhile, Let's Dance sort of revolves around music, and Coco, a story about music, isn't there. Anyway, segment ranking time, you all know the drill by now. Number 7 is Frozen 2, you did it, Feld. It's been 10 years since Frozen took to the ice, and now you're starting to slowly phase it out in favor of the much worse sequel. Yeah, you guys might remember that I wasn't looking forward to this segment last year. Well, same goes for this year, I hate them all. They spent a lot more time on Frozen 2, focusing on it a lot more than usual. Sven looks worse now, and Olaf even looks worse now. Number 6 is Wish. I will be honest, Wish isn't my favorite Disney movie, but I can arguably say it's better than Frozen or its many spin-offs. I am impressed with how they were able to pull off Wish, with new faces to the ice such as Valentino and King Magnifico. Valentino was a puppet and turned out really great. And I really loved the part where Galactron finally mustered up the courage to ask out Asha and then kill Prince Adam. Oh wait, I think that was from my April Fool's Day video. Number 5 is the Stitch segment. This year it was Stitch's turn to make his grand return to the ice, and I have to be honest, I'm a mixed bag with this one. I honestly would have loved if he played a song like Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride or the song from the TV show, but having him there just to introduce obligatory theme park song was kind of weak. And don't you worry, I'm going to talk more about it later, but I will say that I like that his appearance tapped into his Stitch being a menace to society persona from 100 Years of Magic. Number 4 is Moana. You know how I gripe over Frozen being shoved in our faces every show? Well, Moana is the complete opposite. Sure, it's added into every show, but at least they're changing the pace now, with Magic in the Stars focusing solely on Te Kā, while this segment focuses on Moana versus Tamatoa. Also, Te Kā makes a brief appearance, I guess. I appreciate Moana for at least trying to do something different whenever it does appear in a show. No Moana segment is the same and I don't mind it appearing in future productions.
Oh, how do I stop 4 villains at once? Shoot them with a dehydration gun!
Anyways, before we get to number 3, I'd like to give a huge shout out to the creative team for bringing an incredible new pre-show celebrating the holiday season. It's just a lot of fun and very festive. I love seeing costumes from Let's Celebrate, which we all know is the best Disney on Ice show. Also, it's the first Disney on Ice show I've seen in person, with a specialty pre-show featured. I don't know what to say, it's incredible. Number 3 is The Lion King. You did it, Disney on Ice. You reverted Rafiki, Timon and Pumbaa back to their natural theme park states. You did it. Anyways, I have a lot of nice things to say about this segment. I'm glad they kept the Simba and Nala costumes from Road Trip considering that worked extremely well, but also reverted Rafiki, Timon and Pumbaa back to their original theme park variations. Now let's give that energy to a certain talking snowman voiced by one of the unfunniest actors known to mankind, okay? Anyways, we got Zazu in the show now, which mean we sadly don't get to hear Rafiki tear it up in I Just Wanna Be King. The Circle of Life scene was really beautiful, with Pride Rock being used to elevate Simba, Nala, and the lion cub from a direct-to-video sequel. I like the new lines from Timon and Pumbaa. Rafiki got a new line as well, and hearing Cam Clark as Simba again is incredible. You know what isn't incredible? Hearing the remix version of Can You Feel the Love Tonight again. Number 2 is Mickey and Friends. Yeah, you know how they usually host the show. Well, this time they switched things up. Of course they still host the show, but they get their own little musical feature, that of course being Living in Color from Tokyo Disneyland's 40th anniversary celebration. This is such a fun segment with all the acrobatics and lighting design. The ensemble really knocked it out of the park, with all the unique costumes that were featured. Even the costumes for Mickey and the gang are incredible. And number 1 is The Little Mermaid. Yeah, you know how Ariel and the gang were absent from Magic in the Stars? Well, hopefully their appearance here makes up for it. Spoiler alert, we got an incredible Ariel routine from Ariel and her sisters, the funny French chef who died in the live-action remake, new lines from Substation and Flounder, who I'm surprised is still alive after what happened in Rescue Rangers, and we got the best prince in mankind making an appearance. That of course being, Prince Eric. Hot take, Eric is a better prince than the Beast. I mean, look at him, he's humble, he's shy, and he's there for Ariel in her time of need. I'm kinda disappointed that they scrapped Ursula, but I get it, evil sea witch scary for kids. And in all honesty, I don't miss her as much. Her absence is filled with brief mentions of her by Flounder and Sebastian. Under the Sea was absolutely phenomenal, Le Poissons was funny, and they used the Kiss the Girl remix again. I hate it. Do I think it's bad? No, not necessarily. But is it the best show to come out in existence? Not necessarily, that honor goes to Celebrations. I'm kinda disappointed that a show with 5 stories plus a brief cameo from Stitch managed to replace a show with 12 Disney properties, and the only show with Aurora. While not the biggest fan of Dream Big, I can say at least it had more than 5 stories, plus presented in very unique ways. I consider it somewhere in my top 30, probably around 27. And now that begs the question, did Sesame Street Live have the better show titled Let's Dance? Obviously yes. I know I criticized it heavily for not having a clear and concise storyline, but I did enjoy the orchestrations and song choices for the show, plus it's got a lot of amazing one-liners. Let's Dance wasn't infuriating like Into the Magic was. Look, as much as I don't like that they reverted Bert into a character who couldn't dance, his character journey throughout the show was absolutely incredible. Also, Sesame Street Live Let's Dance feels original. Sure, it has too many storylines, but at least they were original storylines. Meanwhile, Disney on Ice Let's Dance is just a 5-in-1 movie remake show. Anyways, tune in for when I review Fraggle Rock Live.